Welcome to my next video as part of my 30 videos in 30 days challenge. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how I was able to quit for good, quit alcohol. Now, when I first discovered personal development and the self-help field, I started studying about meditation and what it could do for you. And then I started looking up different meditations on YouTube. And I landed on this one particular meditation, which was called Raising Your Inner Vibration. And what that meditation does is you go into the subconscious mind and you go into meditation. And you're going to be viewing different versions of yourself. Only two. Now you're going to be looking at the current vibration, which lives in lower energetic frequencies, and judging ourselves, not feeling like we're enough, having to drink booze, watch porn, smoke weed, do coke, whatever it is that we're doing that we don't like about ourselves. We're stuck in that vibration. And when you start to be more aware that you're dependent on so many things from outside of you to make you feel a certain way, that when you actually go and view that in a meditation, and then you're able to view how when you're able to release the old stories and belief system to entering a new, more elevated state of vibration, which your inner vibration is your inner energetic frequency. And it's the state that you're in most times of the day. 75 to 80% of our day is spent either around being neutral or having the courage, inner happiness, period, if you want to keep it basic, feeling inner happiness, but you catch up to someone on the highway, they're not going fast enough, then we get mad again, we get angry, judgment. That sends us back into lower energetic frequencies, like I've spoke about in a lot of my older content. But what this meditation can do for someone who's just trying to observe what we're going through and see what type of changes we could make that could actually be a permanent change of our character, of our identity, and help us find better ways to live our lives, more happy and fulfilling without outside substances. So when I went into that deep meditation and I was observing the old self, and I would see all of the relationships that sucked and the women that had screwed me over, and the old story I was telling myself I was never good enough. And I always had to drink booze to get away with those thoughts and those feelings, drink booze and smoke weed. And I was addicted to porn, so then I wouldn't even make effort to try to go meet women in person, to go out to a bar and work on myself, work on my character, not just going to a bar to meet people, but going to public places. It could be anywhere, an activity, a community event. You're going to meet people if you're an open person. But back then, I had no interest in any of that. There was no working on my character. I could just stay home, watch porn, and then drink a 6 or an 8 pack of beer and put on some wrestling and just watch TV. And I just kept living that day after day after day. And I'd work my work cycle all week and I'd wait for the weekend so I could do that again. And there was no interest in fixing myself. I thought that my life was good enough as it was, but really, I was living with a lot of depression and sadness in the back of my mind, and I didn't even realize it. And I met a woman. I got married to my current wife, Beth. I love her very much. But a lot of those tendencies and those habits, I had carried them into my marriage. So I had to be more aware that there was still an old story that was stuck in there. And I viewed it in that meditation that I'd done that I'm talking to you about. And after I was done with the meditation, because what had happened in the meditation is I viewed the old vibration, which was addicted to watching television, watching porn, drinking alcohol, to elevate my state, my inner frequency to closer to that of 8 or 9 out of 10. But then, if you ever notice, if you masturbate, as soon as you ejaculate, you're back down to like a -5 or like a 1 out of 10. Like you go back into instant depression. Like you feel like complete garbage. It's not like having an intimate relationship with somebody in person. This is something that it becomes an addictive quality for men and women. So, and I'm not placing judgment on people who like to masturbate. Some people say a masturbation once a week is healthy for people. That's just not something I'm interested in anymore because of the state of inner happiness I've discovered for myself, and focusing on more being able to have physical relations with your partner is much more fulfilling than emptying out all of your creative energy into your hand. And I'm just saying this. I know I'm being blunt and to the point and maybe a little offensive to people who do it, but that is what you're doing. You're spewing all of your creative energy into a Kleenex. And then you have no ambition to do anything. And the reason I know how that feels is because I used to be you. I used to do that. And I haven't done it in very many years. But in that meditation, it brought up all of those old thoughts and feelings that were stuck. The old story that, oh, poor me, I'll never meet a woman. So why not just use the internet? And that's the problem with nowadays is technology and the internet. We're addicted to those things. And just, you can go on Instagram and see some people that are physically attractive, and that's all that our eyes and our minds are programmed to think is real life. But when you take your energy back within the body and start to do work on yourself, that stuff no longer consumes the way you think and feel about yourself. And you start to create a new life and a new story. And part of my new story after those meditations was, okay, let's make a plan here. You don't need booze anymore. When you're drinking booze the next day, you're dealing with a hangover for 2 or 3 days. I'm not a young pup anymore in my 20s that could smoke, 2 or 3 grams of weed and drink fucking like 10 or 12 beer with the boys. No, it's not who I am anymore. And I was getting closer to becoming the person I am now. But I would drink on occasion. I felt like I had to drink when I'd go out to wrestling events with the boys, or if I'm going out to play music with my band, I would have to have a couple beer while I'm playing to be able to have fun. But in that meditation, I saw what I was doing to myself and the dependency. And that codependency on the alcohol to have fun is the same codependency that I, as an individual, had back in the day on the porn, as opposed to trying to meet someone in real life. And also, it's not the end of the world if you're single right now. That just work on yourself and elevating your game. Work on finding something you can direct your creative energy towards, like making videos like this, or becoming a musician. Learn an instrument. Do something that's fulfilling, that you find you could, be able to put your creative energy towards, and you're going to feel a lot of purpose and passion. That's going to replace that needing to drink all the time, that needing to masturbate, that needing to Text a bunch of attractive women on your social media. See if they like you back. These relationships will come to you without you having to chase after them as a needing to be validated in return to feel good. The state of feeling good, that comes from discovering the best self. And that's what our channel here is about, is creating our best selves and being aware of the triggers and the negative behaviors that are keeping us in lower energetic frequencies. So after that meditation, I went out to supper with the boys and I had beers with them. But the very next day, I did this meditation for about 2 weeks, the same meditation, where you view your old self, but then there's a TV next to it where you view your new self and your new vibration that's there available for you if you're willing to tune into it. And I tuned into that. My whole body was shaking, like, I don't have to be that way no more. I don't have to. And I just felt a pulse of positive, vibrating energy, of love, of passion, of flowing energy again. Like I used to have when I'd create music on drums with the bands I would play with. And after I opened my eyes after that meditation, it was just like, wow, I don't want this feeling to go away. And that's what opening up the portals to spirituality does for us. When we become more connected with helping other people, more than needing to be something that's a means to an end for us, that we need results for us to feel good. You do it because you love what you're doing. So after that meditation was done, I decided I'm quitting booze, and I'm about 3 days away from 1 full year. On the 17th of September, I'll be a full year completely sober. So I came to the realization that with spirituality, with becoming a full-time YouTuber, with doing this personal development content and the person I've become and the identity that I've tuned into, that all of these things were steps towards me saying goodbye to alcohol for good. So you're capable of doing the same thing. And any of the things I talked about on this video that you're looking to let go of, go into meditation and just see, what is the reason behind me continuing to do this? Continuing to masturbate, continuing to drink. If you drink every day, that's a problem. If you need to drink even once or twice a week, every single weekend, that there's a dependency there. And there's a reason why we need to drink to have fun. And go in and do the inner work and see why you need to drink. And you may be able to relinquish those beliefs and those old stories that keep us stuck. So good luck. And if you need any help getting on this journey to try to quit booze or become completely sober, comment below and I'll do anything I can to assist you on this journey. Thank you for watching, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already.